There we go. Good morning. Good afternoon, I guess it is, depending on where you are in the world. It's another episode here of Harness News Update. Special Thursday, May the 2nd edition. I was going to do a normal episode on Friday tomorrow, but then I realized, if I'm being honest, my kids have no school tomorrow. If I'm being completely honest, and there is no way I'd be able to give you a live, fresh episode with three young boys here. So we're going to do Thursday, which actually helps out because there's a stake race tonight at Yonkers Raceway, the John Brennan Trotting Series Final, which I'll preview. And we're going to kick off with some preview. We're going to preview the finals and the two constellations tonight at Yonkers, as well as the California Sire Stake Championships go down tomorrow at Cal Expo for 4-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers and 4-year-old Philly Pacers. What else we got here? Canadian Graduate Series Finals on Saturday at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Dexter Cup on Saturday at Freehold. And Century Downs Finals, the Bev Sears and the Ed Tracy Memorial on Saturday as well. And then the second half of the show, I will recap racing action from Tuesday and Wednesday. And we'll be back on our normal Tuesday. And it'll be a pretty big episode, I guess, because we'll recap Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday action. I'll probably only recap major stake action. So the stake races I'll be talking about here and anything else like Sire stake action. There's the SBOA eliminations at Woodbine Mohawk Park this weekend as well. And yeah, maybe we'll touch on some opening days of a few tracks. There's a few tracks that have opening days this weekend. With it being Kentucky Derby weekend, it's always exciting, even though that's our sister sport of thoroughbreds. It's always exciting time. Kentucky Derby, the 20 horses are there. There was already a scratch, I believe, and one of the alternate draws in, but that's not the show for that. This is not the show for that. I would love to talk Kentucky Derby, but I think Harness Link, our presenting sponsor, would have something else to say about that, because harnesslink.com is the only harness racing website truly dedicated to covering news and events in the standardbred industry worldwide. We're also sponsored by HarnessBid. HarnessBid is the game changer for the standardbred and harness racing bloodstock industry. Provides buyers and sellers an easy to use online platform that offers global reach, unparalleled transparency and convenience for you. It's customers, zero commission. So check out harnessbid.com for more. And thank you to our friends at the USDA. Without them, none of this would be possible. Let's pick it up here. We're going to now preview some stake action this weekend. Who's ready? Some big time stake action starting to kick off in North America. And we're going to look at the John Brennan Trotting Series Final tonight. And here is your field of 8. 1 second here. Forgot to put our little ticker up. There's our ticker. Field of 8, 78,000. It's race 8 tonight at Yonkers Raceway. The first post time is 7 p.m. Eastern time. Estimated post time for this race is 9:20 Eastern time. And here's your field of 8. You got the 1 by the book. Jay Randall will be in the bike. Comes in at 8-1 morning line odds. Tashion is the 2 in Jason Barlett. The second favorite at 5-2. Optrix and Mark McDonald get the 3 hole. They come in one of the long shots on the board, 20-1. Ferretti and Matt Caccali is the 4 at 5-1. A live 5-1 there. In 8 starts this year's finished 6 times in the top 3, 41,000 in earnings already this year. The 5 resolved to win, 2 wins in 4 starts. And Tyler Buter will be at 6-1. Warwee Yang and Yannick Gingras the 6 and your 9-5 favorite. 8 wins this year. We'll talk about him a little bit more as we move along here. And then last and certainly not least, so we got 2 more. The 7, Crazy Brother Jim at another 20-1, and Jim Ron Jr. And Royalty Beer and Pat LaChance at 15-1 draws the outside. Yeah, that's your field of 8, and we'll talk about some of them more here. We'll look here more at the favorite, Warwee Yang. Like I said, here's his last win. He's actually swept legs 1, 2, and 3 in the series so far. This was his last one in 156-1. 8 wins this year, 15 lifetime wins. So definitely one to look out for. And then another one here, Tashion, is your 5-2 second favorite, gets the 2-hole. Won legs 1 and 2, but finished 4th last time out. Had 3 wins in a row, actually, started at one point this year. 5 wins this year, 8 top 3 starts in there. And then Ferretti is at 5-1. I guess technically your 3-1 or your third favorite. 5-year-old gelding here. His last win came at Meadowlands back in January. A couple second place finishes in legs 1 and 3. Finished 3rd in leg 2. And there we go. That's your field here. I don't know. If anyone's watching, you're in the chats, maybe throw up who you think's going to win. I definitely like Warwi Yang. It's the favorite, and rightfully so. Tashion 2 at 5-2 is definitely lively. One to watch out for. Maybe even, one like Ferretti at 5-1 has finished in the top 3 a lot this year. Like I said, 6 out of 8 starts. Even by the book, the one has finished in the top 3 7 out of 9 times. So definitely could be anyone's race. But Warwi Yang is the favorite for a reason. And again, this is race 8 tonight at Yonkers Raceway. 9:20 post time, estimated post time for this race, but they kick off at 7. They also have 2 constellations, so we'll look at the first one, 35,000 in the first constellation. Here it is, another field of 8 in this one. We got Cassius Hanover and Pat LaChance at 8-1 gets the rail. Mahadu and Makakali at 5-1 is the 2. Deadline Hall and Tyler Buter is 8-1 in your 3. Dylan Marr and Scott Zeron's the 4, 12-1. Emmanuel K.S. and Jason Barlett's the 6 and 4-1. Seacan seems to be the heavy favorite at 7-5. Yannick Gingras aboard. Wickenburg and Brett Hollins at 20-1 in the 7. And Bautani Delgado and George Brennan at 8-1 gets the 8-hole. A couple look at here. We'll look at Seacan in a second, the favorite at 7-5, but a couple others. Emmanuel KS, 4-1, has yet to win this year, but has 4 seconds and a third in 6 starts. So definitely a good reason why he's 4-1. At 5-1, Mahodo AS, 3 starts, 1 second. Seems to be up in there. Cassius Hanover, 8 starts this year, has finished in the top 3, though, 7 times with Pat LaChance at 8-1. Could have a decent price there. Another one, Botani Delgado, in 13 starts, has finished in the top 3 10 times, and then there's another 8-1. But Seacan seems to be a fairly consensus favorite. And rightly so. The 5-year-old trotter by Muscle Mass. In 3 starts this year, has finished first twice and a second, all in this series. Finished first in the second and third leg while finishing second in the first. 12 career wins. And you're 7-5 favorite. And now this race is race 7. 9 p.m. estimated post time for this one. 1 race prior to the final. And there's your field of 8 one more time. As now we pull up the Constellation 2, which is race 9. It's actually one after the finals. Another field of 8. This time they're only going for 25,000. My Crown, My Kingdom at 7-2, and Makakali gets the rail here. Stronger with Lindy and Steve Smith at 20-1 in the 2-hole. Then you got It and Brett Holland at 6-1. The 4, Call Miles and Shell at 8-1, and Jim Moran Jr. And then you got the Black Tie Bash at 2-1, and is your morning line favorite, the Pat LaChance in the 5-hole. Tyler Buter at and Lava Field at 15-1 draws in the 6th spot. Coventry Hall and Jason Barlett 5-2, second co-favorite here in the 7-hole. And Los Bali Calamigo and Yannick Gingras 20-1. A couple horses to look at. Like I said, I will look at the clips here. We got the favorite, Black Tie Bash, is a 6-year-old trotter by Chapter 7. 2 wins this year. Has yet to win in this series. Last win came March 22nd at Yonkers. Did it in 156-4. Does have 2 wins this year. 30 lifetime wins. Is raced in Canada, actually. Is currently owned by Robert Shepard of Quebec, but was Kentucky bred. Has done a lot of racing in Rideau. The second co-favorite here is Coventry Hall. Comes in at 5-2, and like I said, has yet to win this year, actually. So he's the horse finishing second in this race. He's the 3 that just can't get it. Has yet to win this year. And last, and certainly not least, My Crown, My Kingdom, 7-2, gets the rail. 1 win this year. 3 top 3 finishes in 9 starts. Gets the rail in that Kakali. So definitely has a chance in this one. Again, this is race 9, estimated post time, 9:40 Eastern. 1 race after the finals. There's also a Fillies and Mares Invitational Trot tonight, 35,000, race 10. So keep an eye on that. And Garnett Barnsdale has a very good preview of this as well, a written preview up on harnesslink.com. So make sure to check out harnesslink.com for that if you want to see that. And that's what we're going to look at from Yonkers, but we'll go to Friday night at Cal Expo next. Couple 4-year-old finals here. First one we'll look at is race 6 on Friday. Estimated post time, I believe that's 7:40 Pacific, it says. Only a field of 4. Going for $50,000 here. This is the California 4-year-old Colton Gelding Pace. Got the 1, Bit of Mystery, and James Kennedy comes in at your favorite at 7-5. Little Baby Blue and Brett Erickson is at 12-1, the longest shot on the board here. But the morning line odds makers do like Doug's Monkey Business as well in the 3 at Jacob Cutting at 3-1. And Polar Storm at 2-1. And Nick Rowland get the outside there. And we'll actually look at each of the horses here with it only being a field of 4. Here we go. Been a Mystery is the rail horse at 7-5. Finished second last time out, but also has 2 wins here in the California Sired Stakes. Last one comes on March 24th here. Does it in 154 flat. 2 wins in 4 starts, but has never finished worse than 3rd yet this year. 4 wins in his career, and actually in his career, 8 top 3 finishes in 11 starts. So a bit of mystery, and James Kennedy definitely have a good shot in this one. Next horse we'll look at, Little Baby Blue, the 2, 12-1 long shot. Last win did come on March 31st, 159 flat at Cal Expo. Was scratched in the one of the last time out for the California Sired Stakes. Finished 4th first time in the first leg he raced in. Definitely a reason why he's 12-1, but has finished 4 times second place into that 1 win. So could get an upset. The 3, Doug's Monkey Business and Jacob Cutting. 2 wins this year for the 4-year-old Wind Me Up pacer here. Last win came back in March in 152-2. So definitely has the time to win it. Definitely has the potential speed. And then Polar Storm, the 4. Won last time in the California Sire Stakes in 154 and 2 by a neck here. Finished third last time out in the free-for-all pace. 6 wins this year, 9 top 3 finishes in 13 starts, 17 lifetime wins. And again, this is race 6 on Friday at Cal Expo. The California Sire Stakes for Colts and Geldings. Next, we'll move on to the 4-year-old fillies here. Race 9, estimated post time 8:40 Pacific. Field of 7. They'll be up on the board here in a second. Here they are. Sonalta Memories and Rene Goulet gets the 1 hole at 12-1. Actually, a pair of 12-1s get the rail. Hot and Fancy and Vaude Ferris is also 12-1. Gets Made of Mischief and Luke Plano is at 7-2 in the 3 hole. Wild Blue Wonder and Nick Rowland at 3-1 the 4. Stevie's Girl is at another 12-1 there. The favorite is the 6, Got You by the Short Hairs and James Kennedy. And it's an Alta Token at 6-1. Rounds it out at the 7 hole. See here, we'll look at the favorite Got Ya by the Short Hairs. A 4-year-old by Wind Me Up as well. Won the last time out in 156-1 with a pair of, and then finished second before that. Is the 2023 Minnesota champion. Won that in 156-4. 2 starts, a win and a second this year. 10 lifetime wins. Finished in the top 3, 15 out of 17 starts. Wild Blue Wonder is the second favorite at 3-1. Last win came way back here at Monticello Raceway in January. Won this in 158-2. Has yet to win since then. 5 lifetime wins. 1 has come this year, just this one. Finished bunch of fourths and a second in this event. And the third favorite is Made of Mischief at 7-2. 4 wins this year in 10 starts. 4 second places as well. All 4 of her career wins have come this year. And again, this is the California Sire Stakes 4-year-old final pace. Goes down Friday, race 9. Now we'll look at some action in Canada. Woodbine Mohawk Park has the Canadian Sire Graduate Series on May the 4th as well, Saturday. First one here we'll look at is the Canadian Sire Graduate Trot Finals, $81,500 in the purse. Here's your field of 6. Ghostly Casper and Tyler Borth is your 1 at 8-5. Like Chaos and Bruce Richardson at 10-1 is the 2. Doug McNair gets the back on Osceola at 5-2. Passerino at 9-2 gets Sylvain Filion in the bike. Tuscan Prince and Louis Philippe Waz at 8-1 in the 5 hole. And Hasty Bid at 5-1. And the 6 hole gets James McDonald. The favorite, Ghostly Casper, 4-year-old by Resolve. 2 wins and a third this year. Finished third last time, but with back-to-back wins in the first 2 legs of this series. Won last time in 153-4. 6 career wins. Lifetime mark of 153 flat. Gets the rail. Could be definitely a dangerous one to look at here. The second favorite is Osceola. Won last time out in 154-3 with Doug McNair after finishing second in the second leg. So 1-1, 1 win and 1 second in 2 starts, 7 career wins. Not yet at $500,000 in career earnings, but could after or be very close after a win if he wins on Saturday. And this is race 5 at Woodbine Mohawk Park on Saturday. Estimated post time says 9:01. But yeah, so around 9:01 Eastern time on Saturday. Race 6, the next race, estimated post time 9:24, is the mares. Sorry, we're going to look at race 8. Race 8 is the Canadian Sire Graduate Series Pace Final. Estimated post time 10 Eastern. Field of 7 here. Sauble Ace and Bob McClure as the 6-1 odds in the rail. What you looking at? And James McDonald sitting the 2-hole at 7-2. Write Me a Rose and Doug McNair, the favorite. I get the 3-hole. Speaker of Peace, one of the long shots, and Scott Young get the 4. Rye and Scott Louis Philippe Roy in the 5-hole. No Control at 5-2 in Sylvain Filion. And Nighttime Dancer and Jody Jameson go at the outside and are the longest shot at the board at 12-1. Write Me a Rose, like I said, is the favorite here. 3 wins in 5 starts this year. Never finished worse than 3rd. Oh. You know what I did wrong here? I put the replays wrong. This is for the next race. I knew I did that wrong. This is for the pacer or the mares powder play. Let me see if I can fix it here. Yeah, 1 second. Here's Write Me a Rose. One last time out in the second leg in 151-2. And definitely, like I said, 3 wins in 5 starts. Has never finished worse than 2nd. Or 3rd, sorry. Never finished outside the top 3. And the other horse, No Control, is at 5-2. Gets the 6-hole at Sylvain Filion. Yet to win, but 3 seconds this year. Finished 2nd there in that race. Or that would have been maybe a win last year, actually, at Woodbine Mohawk Park. And yeah, that's everything there. Let's rewind it back and let's look at, this is the mares, which goes one before. Powder Play at 9-5 is your favorite. Draws the 4-hole at 9-5. 5 wins in 12 starts this year. And the other favorite, Talk Curdy to Me, gets the rail, and James McDonald. 1 win in 4 starts. 2 seconds in that time as well. Again, I apologize. I got a couple things mixed up there. But we'll look next at the Dexter Cup. It goes down Saturday at Freehold. Let me just make sure here I get the... Here we go. Get up here the Dexter Cup. This is Saturday at Freehold. Field of 8. 134,900 in the purse. Stockholm Hanover at 9-1 is the rail horse with Steve Smith in the bike. Yannick Gingras will have a busy weekend. He gets 4-1 in Chaplin in the 2-hole. Jakey Jump Up and Daniel Dubé at 30-1, one of the longer shots on the board. Inflation at 7-1 and Jordan Stratton are your 4. Thinker Monkey at 6-1 and Scott Zeron. Sir Pinocchio at 4-1 and Jason Bartlett. Blackhawk Zeet at the 9-5 is your favorite at the 7-hole. He's perfect 5 for 5 this year. And Casanova Hall and another 30-1, and David Miller gets the outside. Like I said, Blackhawk Zeet perfect 5 for 5 this year. He's been racing a lot at Pocono, winning the Bobby Weiss Series last time out. Chaplin and Sir Pinocchio both sit at 4-1 as the coast second favorite. Chaplin last win was here at Yonkers last year. Hasn't really done making the first start of the year with Yannick Gingras on the bike. Sir Pinocchio is perfect 1-for-1 this year. Winning at Yonkers as well. And we got 2 more races to go to. Another track here. We're going to go jump to Century Downs in Alberta, Canada. As long as I got this in order. On Saturday, we have the Bev Steers Memorial and the Ed Tracy Memorial. On Saturday, post time, I believe, is what? 2:45 Eastern time. And here's the Bev Steers Memorial. There was no eliminations needed. 45,000 up for grabs in a field of 8. Outlaw Above and Beyond, and Mike Hennessy's your favorite with the rail. We also got Short Sell Hanover and Kelly Hort at 4-1. Risk of Thunderstorm and Colin Kelly's your 3 at 3-1. Miss Moonshine and Thomas Michael Miller is at 8-1 in the 4-hole. Handcuffed to Phil Giesrick's your 5 at 6-1. Van Nuys and Nathan Sobey's at 10-1, along with Ava's Angel Baby. And Tina La Vidita and Doug Chappell is 12-1, your longest shot on the board. It's one of your favorites. The odds just popped up, so when I was making this earlier, they didn't have them. But Outlaw Above and Beyond is your favorite at 6-5. 4-for-4 this year. Gets the rail. Will be real tough to beat. Horse I liked actually opened up at 6-1, and I thought would be maybe a little bit more favorited. Is Handcuffed. Is 3-for-4 this year. Didn't have a great start in her Century Downs debut when this meet, finished 5th, but before that, yeah, 3 straight wins at Century Mile earlier this year. She comes at 6-1, so it could be a very interesting play there if maybe with a price. And last and certainly not least, we'll look at the Ed Tracy Memorial, race 9 at Century Downs. 30,000 up for grabs. There was eliminations for this last week. Field of 9 make it. Opulent Dragon and Nathan Sobey at 6-1 get the rail. You also have Up Your Kilt, one of the elimination winners last week, and Mike Hennessy. Why Are You So Serious? And Colin Kelly was the other elimination winner at 5-2. Captain Van Gogh and Kelly Hortz at 12-1. Record High and Blake Pinnock at 10-1 is the 5. 8-1 Just Ched and Logan Gillis. Lumber Barons another 10-1 in the 7-hole. Panda Beer at 4-1. And Smokin' Joe at 15-1 with Phil Giesbrick on the outside. And like I said, elimination winner, Why Are You So Serious at 5-2. 2 wins in 7 starts this year. Won the elimination. Actually, he's won 2 of his last 3. 155 and 1's his fastest time this year. And then the other favorite, Up Your Kilt at 2-1. 3 wins and 8 starts. Has actually finished in the top 3 6 out of 8 times. Has won 2 of his last 3 starts. Fastest mile time this year, 154 and 4, with a lifetime mark of 154 and 2. And that's the preview part for today. Give me 1 minute. We'll be right back. I'm just going to make sure I get everything set up right here for the recap portion. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere. This is Harness News Update. All right, welcome back. Sorry about that. Just needed to make sure I had everything in order as we continue here the second half. Quick recap of everything from Tuesday and Wednesday. Like I said, because we are a day earlier now to look at things here. And we'll kick things off with Oak Grove on Tuesday. Second here, a bunch of opens. They had first look at the open trot, race 6, 30,000 with a field of 7. Let's pick this one up at the 3/4 mark at the out ends.
Here with the fast lane and chasing in second, Sweet Mr. Pine Tucky to the outside third, 3/4, 124 and 2, 27 and 4, third quarter, thrown at them by Oh Look Magic, who seems to be gone here with a 5-length lead. Off stride goes the fast lane. Sweet Mr. Pine Tucky moves into the second spot. Just for Tricks is third. Outside it's a Herbie, but it's Oh Look Magic. Down the stretch handily and home free for Devin Tharps. Oh, Look Magic wins it. Sweet Mr. Pine Tucky was second. You So Sweet Blue Chip third in 152 and 2.
Yeah, Oh Look Magic and Devin Tharps for Ron Burke wins that. A 4-year-old gelding by looks like a Chippendale getting the win there. There was also an open 2 trot, just one prior, 18,000 for a field of 10. Country Dagger and Brandon Bates wins this one in 154 and 4, a 4-year-old horse by Crazy Wow. And then there was also 2 open 3 trots. The first one was race 7, 10,000 and the purse for a field of 9. Luce Adamo wins in 156 and 4 with Jamal Denson in the bike at 7-1. Roshan Trigg trains this 4-year-old Lose Legacy trotter. And then race 11 was the second open 3 trot. 3-point Blue Chip and Ernie Hendry wins for Juliet Miller in 156 and 1. A 5-year-old gelding by Wallner wraps things up here in the opens anyway. And then the last thing we'll look at Oak Grove is Marvin Luna gets a hat trick. He wins the first race of the day with Escaper in 155 and 2. He'd also win race 8 with Crunch the Numbers in 155 and 1. But race 12 was hat trick time with Madeline's Blackjack in 153 and 1. Next track we'll move on to is Plain Ridge Park. Brett Beckwith gets a grand slam on Tuesday. Gets the first race of the day, Social Drinker, in 155 and 4. Mark Beckwith trains that pacer. Brett would also get the driving win in race 4 with King Spencer in 153 and 1. Haley Farkin trains that Sweet Lou gelding. And then Beckwith would get back in the winner circle. Race 6, Patty All Day wins that one by a nose. And this is that highlight right here at 7-1 and 155 and 3. Carl Smith trains the 7-year-old Western Ideal gelding. And then Beckwith would get the grand slam with Odds On Lauderdale in a neck finish in race 9 in 152 and 2 at 4-1. On to Yonkers. They had racing just on Tuesday. 3 drivers get hat tricks. The 3 drivers win 9 of the 12 races. Jordan Stratton's first one we'll look at. He wins race 2 with Jive Dancing in 153 and 3. He'd also win race 7 with Ski from the Top in 153 and 4. And race 10 here at 5-1, Batitude in 155 and 1. Jason Bartlett's another one got a hat trick on Tuesday. Soluble Delight in 154 and 3 in the third race. That's an 8-year-old mare by Better's Delight. He'd also Bartlett would also win race 6. Renaissance Deo in 154 flat. And race 11's hat trick time. It's a Me Mario in 152 and 3. And then the last driver to win a hat trick we'll look at on Tuesday at Yonkers, Matt Kakali gets race 4 to kick things off. Lose Sweet Revenge in 153 flat. He'd also win race 8. Hunter's Hero in 153 flat. And race 12, last race of the day, 16-1, Eva Sports Check in 156. This is an 8-year-old mare by Sports Writer. Then we'll look at Pocono Downs, had racing just on Tuesday as well. One second here. I missed the highlight, but there was another Bobby Weiss series final, this time for 3-year-old trotting fillies. At least a Hanover one with Dave Miller in the bike. I don't know how I missed that one. But also Andy Miller gets a hat trick. He wins races 3, 8, and 15. Race 8 was the Weiss Constellation with Sister Diane. Wins that one in 156 and 4 at 7-1. Next track we'll look at is Rosecroft Raceway. They have the first leg, I believe it's the first leg, of the Maryland Sire Stakes for 3-year-olds, all 4 divisions. The first one for 3-year-old trotting fillies had 3 in it. It was a non-wagering. Only I Exist wins in 159 flat with Russell Foster in the bike. The other 3 were on the wagering card. And the first race was the 3-year-old Colton Gelding's trot. Let's see who wins this one.
Turns up the pressure on the outside, and Gerald Zipkeeper is just behind these dueling leaders past 3 quarters in 1 minute 29 seconds. Coming to the top of the stretch, War Pony trying to hold his ground. KJ Dash giving him all he's got. They're heads apart inside the final furlong and a length and a half better than a 1-pace Gerald Zipkeeper. Now KJ Dash asserts, and he takes the lead with a 16th remaining. Gerald Zipkeeper's taken second from a worn down War Pony, then locked out. Here's KJ Dash winning for the 8th time in his career. Gerald Zipkeeper second and then locked out over War Pony for third. They were followed 3 lengths back by Y'all Racing Snails and Keep On Playing. Whitesville's Secret lap.
Yeah, it was 158 and 1 for KJ Dash and Victor Kirby getting the win there. That's a 3-year-old by Lockkeeper. The next one was race 2. This was for 3-year-old filly pacers. Field of 7. Let's pick this one up at the 3-quarter mark and see who takes this one.
Mile to go. Your Grace Found Me continues to close in gradually on the outside. COVID for real can do no more. She's gapping the pocket, now 4 lengths off the leaders. It's 7 more to KJ Megan, a detached 4th, followed farther back by Marissa for real, and tailing off badly after faltering was Abby for real. 3 quarters, 126 flat, and Fancy Like That has kept Your Grace Found Me at bay. The favorites will report home 1-2. Fancy Like That, a handy winner. She was 3 lengths the best, could have won by 8 if she wanted. Your Grace Found Me second, then 8 away third. COVID for real, followed another long way back, about 12 or so by KJ.
Yeah, and that one was won by Fancy Like That and Jonathan Ali in 154 and 4. This was a Rusty for Reals filly. Casey Bendix, trains this pacer. And last, certainly not least, was race 3. This time was pacing Colts and Geldings. Field of 6, another 10,000. Let's pick it up at the 3-quarter mark and see who takes this final one home.
From the front with a quarter to go. For You Girls in the clear with 6 to make up is angled wide, and 3 off last remains Pete's for real. 3 quarters in 1 minute 25 seconds flat. Just above the 8th pole, it is Clogs for real, 2 to the good. Tony Babe pursuing 2.5. 2 at the inside. Firecracker Graham overtaken for third by For You Girls, starting to lift late. 16th from home. Clogs for real accelerates clear. Clogs for real seals a 13-1 upset, and he wins by 3.5. For You Girls on to be second from Tony Babe, then Firecracker Graham. Pete.
Yeah, big win there by Clogs for real at 13-1 with Corey Braden in the bike for John Wagner. The Rusties, another Rusties for real, getting the job done there, and we'll keep an eye on this like all the other stake action. But there's also a Mares Open 10,000 up for grabs in race 11, field of 7. Let's pick this one up down the stretch here and see who wins it.
Martini is still 6.5 lengths off the pace, and 3 off last is A-List Girl. 3/4 and 124 flat. Walters has the accelerator down on Grace Rocks. She opened to a 2.5 length lead on the far turn, and now she turns for a home 2 in front. Lloyd's Loves is driven to give chase. Square Deal is trying to make ground to the outside of Lloyd's Loves, but is just at that one pace. Grace Rocks is home. Grace Rocks won by nearly 4. Lloyd's Loves barely held second from Square.
That was Grace Rocks and 151-3 with Justin Walters in the bike. This is a 7-year-old mare by Rocket Image winning the Fillies and Mares Open at Rosecroft on Tuesday. And the last thing we'll look at is Russell Foster wins the Grand Slam on Tuesday at Rosecroft. He'd win race 6 and 9 and 12 and gets win number 4 here in race 13. With St. Lad's Bayou in 153-2. That's the last track to just have racing only on Tuesday. The next one here will have Monticello Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, the EWE final, 8,400 up for grabs. Field of 6 pacers here. And here they are. The favorite coming into this one is the 5, Sportskeeper. Co-favorite, This Is How We Do It, it's the 2. Longest shot on the board is the 3, Profit Blue Chip. We'll fast forward this to the backstretch and see who takes it home.
Panel midway around the final turn. It's still Sportskeeper over This Is How We Do It on the outside second. These two open up on the rest of the field, and they're at the top of the stretch. They turn for home in the amateur final, and Andrew Adamczyk still has Sportskeeper on the inside. This Is How We Do It. Sportskeeper still there. This Is How We Do It will come up second best. Andrew Adamczyk and Sportskeeper in the finale. This Is How We Do It was second, followed by Knox the Fox and Barnabas. Time for the mile, 150.
So we're cut off 155-2 there for Sportskeeper. A 12-year-old gelding by sports rider Andrew Adamczyk trains and drives. This Is How We Do It finished second, and Knox the Fox finished third. Also on Tuesday at Monticello, an open pace race 7, 7,200 up for grabs. Here it is at the 3/4 mark. Let's see how it finishes.
26-1. Moving around the final turn, and now there goes the favorite, Hop and Roll Heaven on the outside, coming on to take the lead. Some Deal Hanover second. From the outside, BBT and Shane Adam, but they're at the top of the stretch here in the open. And it is Hop and Roll Heaven in front. Some Deal Hanover outside, BBT, but it's all Greg Burton and Hop and Roll Heaven who wins it going away. BBT gets up for second. Some Deal Hanover checked in.
Yeah, it was Hop and Roll Heaven and Greg Merton in 154-2. Big win there. This is a 6-year-old gelding by Rock and Roll Heaven. On to Wednesday at Monticello Raceway. Another open trot. First thing we'll look at, there's an open 1 and an open 2 trot. The open 1 trot was race 7. 7,200 up for grabs. A field of 6 after the number 6 was scratched. And here it is down the backstretch.
In 127-4, 28-4, third panel. Swinging around the final turn. It's still Home and Dry in front. Pocket Trip, Westland Crown. Still Bully Boy on the outside, third. Then on the inside, Win and Dream and Emmetown Bud. Top of the lane here in the finale and the feature. And it's still Home and Dry in front. Jimmy DeBow goes to the passing lane with Westland Crown. And on the far outside, Emmetown Bud. They come to the line. Here's the finish, and it goes to Westland Crown and a fast closing Emmett.
Yeah, big win there by Wensley Crown in 157-2. Jim DeVoe was in the bike for that, and he'd actually get a hat trick. That was his third of 3 wins on the day. There's also the open 2 trot a few races later in the 4th. Marvin B. Swift and Jim Taggart Jr. win this one at 9-1 for trainer Stephen Ray. Comes in at 158 flat. The 6-year-old gelding by Exactly Hanover. Next track, we'll look at Miami Valley. Had racing on both Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, a pair of drivers got hat tricks. First one is Trace T-Trick. Wins races, kicks things off in race 5 with Ulysses in 153 flat. Then would win race 12. Ella Bellaboo in 152 and 2. And race 14 was hat trick time with Rock the Dragon in 153 and 1. Also, Jeremy Smith would win 3. Gets his first win in race 8 with Honest Nation in 154 and 2. To get his third win in race 11 with Trump's Wall in 153 and 1. What a name that is. But one race prior, he went at 6-1 with Zeke in 153 and 2. 10-year-old gelding by McCardle. Then Wednesday at Miami Valley, the Buckeye Series for both 3-year-old trotters, filly trotters and 3-year-old filly pacers kicked off. First, let's look at the filly trotters. There was 4 divisions. Race 1 was the first one. Let's see here who takes the first divisional.
Inside, West 55. Gapped away from cover, Home Run Queen. Saving ground, our moment in time, 126 and 4, 28 and 2 backside. It's Estiso with the lead. Inside, Pink Memories. Outside, Lady Almost continues to close in. West 55 on the outside is clear and driving. They head to the wire. Estiso with the lead. Lady Almost looking to spring the upset. Goes off stride. West 55 will move up. It's Estiso to win it. Estiso from West 55. Lady Almost and Pink Memories 156.
Yeah, 156 there for Estestos and Chris Lems. The second division for trotting fillies wasn't till race 6. This one, I'll tell you who wins first. Maxine's Hill wins in 157 flat. Wins by a few lengths here with Trevor Smith in the bike for trainer Christopher Beaver. But let's see how this filly wins it.
One backside. And Hot Tea up on the outside takes the lead away from All About Faith. Coming to the outside, Maxine's Hill. 4th, Sedona Hill into the stretch. Hot Tea has the lead. 3 wide. And closing comes Maxine's Hill. All About Faith giving way. Amazing Face moves up as they drive for the wire. It's Maxine's Hill opening up to win it. Maxine's Hill. Photo for place. Looked like Hot Tea held off Amazing Face. 4th was Sedona Hill, 157.
The third division goes race 8.
At third, racing 4th, Purple People Eater, 3/4, 126. Just 29 and 2 down the backside. It's Gold Digging Queen, Madame Pele. Sugar Instead is 3 wide. Purple People Eater trying to rally from 4th into the stretch. And Sugar Instead makes her way to the lead. And she will draw clear under hand drive and win easily. Sugar Instead from Madame Pele. And a photo for show between Gold Digging King and Osaka Hall.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted there. Sugar Instead had to come 3 wide to win that one in 155 and 4 with Brett Miller in the bike. And the 4th and final division for the filly trots was race 9. Let's watch it. Let's see who takes this final one home.
In 129 and 1, 28 and 3 backside. And with the lead, it's Camineri on the outside. One Fancy Lady closing in. 3 wide, Just As I Am Us to the inside. Flip 5 Stones following 3 wide cover. So Sorry. Top of the stretch on their way home. It's Camineri on the inside. Just As I Am Us on the outside is coming on and coming at her and getting the lead. And Just As I Am Us will draw clear to win it. Just As I Am Us from Camineri. So Sorry. And Champa Bay Hall, 150.
Yeah, sorry, the mile time was 158 and 1 for Just As I Am As, and Tony Hall in the bike there to wrap up the 4th and final division for the 3-year-old filly trots. On the pacing side, there was 5 divisions for the 3-year-old filly pacers. Races 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. Here's race 2, first division. Flying Bullets takes this one pretty handily in 152 and 1 with Brett Miller in the bike, but let's just for fun see how.
To the inside, Bubble Trouble. Bazillion Bucks starts to give way. 3/4, 123 and 3, 27 and 1 backside. Inside, when Maven Smiles trying to kick in gear. 3 wide to nowhere. Cruising Dragon trying to weave through traffic. Pink courts, top of the stretch on their way home. Flying Bullets with the lead. Outside, Naked on a Hill trying to sneak through at the rail. Looking for racing room. Bubble Trouble. Flying Bullets digs in, opens up a couple, draws clear, and will win it from Bubble Trouble. Naked on a Hill, and Bazillion Bucks battles back for fourth. 152 and 1.
And then the second division was in race 3. Kane Kaufman, an illegal, a Western Vintage filly, wins this one at 152 and 4. But let's see how.
1, 27 and 2 backside. Illegal with the lead. Outside, odds on Sarah. Fear of Moonlight trying to gear up off of the trip. Backing away, She's a Legend. Outside of Special Dance, 3 wide, Real Star into the lane. Illegal has the lead. Opens up a couple from Fear of Moonlight. Odds on Sarah trying to dig back in. Late pace coming from Real Star to the wire. Illegal from Fear of Moonlight. Odds on Sarah and Real Star. 152 and 4.
And then the third division, Lady Bridgerton, and 152 and 4 with Jeremy Smith upsets this one at 6-1 and 154 and 4, or 152 and 4, like I said. The 16-1 Beams of the Sun finished third, while Best Nay Ever in 153 and 3 at 11-1 finished third. The favorite Calypso Pearl fell to 7th, but let's see how this race shook out.
4-1, 27 flat backside for Heart of the Sea, battling with Bad Girls Racing. Lady Bridgerton has left the pocket. She'll come 3 wide to the top of the stretch. Frontier Dragon to the inside is 4th. They're off the turn on their way home. Heart of the Sea on the inside, center of the track. Here comes the Lady Bridgerton and Jeremy Smith, and they will blast right on by and draw clear to win it. Lady Bridgerton from Beams of the Sun, and a photo for show between Heart of the Sea and Best Nay.
Yeah, and then into the fourth division. Sorry, my bad. Fourth division. This one was actually a little bit closer of a finish, so I won't spoil it for you. Let's pick this one up at 3/4 mark and see who takes home the fourth division for the Philly Pacers.
25 and 3, 27 and 4 backside. Rock Your Wings pops the pocket inside. Belfia continues to save ground along the inside outside. Sphere My Grace, 3 wide. Laurel Cord at the rail. Traveling Band and Jump Style Hanover into the stretch. Fearless Ginger trying to go all the way outside. Is Rock Your Wings off the inside. Belfia as they come to the wire. Fearless Ginger having to dig in. Rock Your Wings, one more try. Fearless Ginger to win it. Rock Your Wings. Belfia photo for 4th between Fear My Grace and Laurel Cord.
And 154 for Fearless Ginger, just being able to hold off Rock Your Wings and Belfia. And then the last and final division for the 3-year-old Philly Pacers in the Buckeye Series, race 10. You know what? Let's just watch it and see who takes this final one home.
428 flat backside. Victorious Farah puts a head, a neck in front of I'm a Beach Lady, who's trying to fend her off, vacating the pocket to come 3 wide, mudding up into the stretch. Victorious Farah inside I'm a Beach Lady, mudding up, closing on the outside. Victorious Farah mudding up to win it from Victorious Farah. I'm a Beach Lady, and Miss Betty closed in 4th.
Mudding up. I love that. Mudding up wins that at 4-1 with Jeremy Smith in the bike. Fighting off Victorious Farah, which would have been a 45-1 upset. I'm a Beach Lady was the heavy favorite. Finished 3rd. And we'll keep an eye on the Buckeye Series, as I believe the Ohio Sire Stakes Series starts this week as well at Miami Valley weekend. We got all that covered on Tuesday's show. We'll recap that and keep an eye on all the stakes action, Sire Stakes, Grand Circuit, whatever you have in North America. We keep it all going. Next track we'll go to Harrington Raceway, racing on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm too used to doing Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday show. But yeah, Tuesday they had the Philly Mares Open Pace, race 6. Harrington. There we go. Race 6. I got too many tabs open here. 22,500 for the field of 7. Let's pick this up down the 3/4 mark. See who takes this one home.
ready to go 3 wide at any time. 3/4 and 125 and 3/5. They're midway on the final turn. There goes the 3 wide Misty Coast. They're coming over toward the top of the stretch. Majorca, Grander Silster back in the second. 3 deep Misty Coast trying to get around Western Secret. They're at the top of the stretch turning for home. Majorca comes off the turn with the lead. Grander Silster swings to the outside coming through the stretch. It's Majorca with Grander Silster. Majorca's in front to stay. Grander Silster's going to be second best. Close for third. Misty Coast maybe in a tight one. We've got the gold in 153 and 2.
153 and 2 for Majorca and Corey Callahan. Majorca is a 9-year-old art major mare running the Phillies and Bears Open on Tuesday. Also on Tuesday, Montreal T gets a hat trick. He wins the first race of the day with Slippin' Sideways in 158 and 3. Won that one by a nose. He'd also win races 9 and 10. Race 9 with Country Courtesy in 154 and 4. And at 5-1, Hungry for Money in 155 and 4 here, rounding out the hat trick. On to Wednesday at Harrington Raceway, sorry. There was an open trot, race 5. 22,500 up for grabs. Field of 8. Let's see who takes this one home.
They went by 3/4, 126 and 2. Around the turn and getting away a bit is that old Barstool into second, Speedaway. They come toward the top of the stretch now, ready to turn for home. And that old Barstool comes off the turn with the lead. It's about a half length. Speedaway getting closer. They come through the stretch. Speedaway out in the center track after that old Barstool coming through the stretch. Speedaway, that old Barstool, and Speedaway. Speedaway gets up. That old Barstool, oh boy, and Man Atlas, 154 and 4.
Yeah, Speedaway wins that one with Corey Callahan in 154 and 4. That's 6-year-old father Patrick Gelding. Next track we'll look at, the only Canadian track to have racing over the last few days, Western Fair, Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, Garrett Rooney gets a hat trick. He wins first race of the day with Last Shot. He also win race 5. And here's race 9 at with Ryan Klein in 158 flat, getting him the hat trick. There's also the Preferred Trot race 4, 11,600 and a field of 6. Let's see who wins it.
The over at 3-5, 127 and 3. That was 28 and 4 through the third. Insanity thus far going a big one. His lead is still almost 2 full lengths. Heavy Duty might get a shot here with 1/8 of a mile left to go into the stretch they travel. This is Insanity trying to go all the way. It appears he's going to do so. It's another mild upset. Tonight's prefer goes to Insanity. Ryan on board for Hollingsworth. Andy over appeared to be second against Third Time's the Dream in 1.
It was 154 and 7 for Insanity at 10-1 upset. On to Wednesday at Western Fair. There was a Preferred Pace, race 10. Let's see here. Let's see who takes another 11,000. Yeah, 11,600 up for grabs. This time a field of 7 after there was a scratch. Major League scratched vet sick. So let's see who takes this one home.
28 and 2. Third quarter at them. J120. The plugs are out and the gloves are off. Caesar Shot has been tracking all the way in second. Third and wide, Carson's Gouda looking for some daylight. Exotic Dragon into the stretch. J120 still the leading lady from the pocket. Here comes Caesar Shot. Caesar Shot. J120 holding on for a Borth triple. Caesar Shot for second.
Yeah, big win there. 155 flat for J120. As you heard, Tyler Borth gets the hat trick as well yesterday at at Western Fair. My mind's jumping ahead of me. We're on to Northfield Park next. Had racing Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, Aaron Merriman wins 5. Yeah, wins 5. He wins the first 2 races of the day. He wins race 1 with Quality Closer in 156 and 2. Then he win with Cuz Berto Told Me So in race 2. The $1 daily double there paid $11.40 if you had him. He would win race 4 and then race 9 here at 5-1. Virgin's Beach Boy, biggest upset he had in 156 and 3. And then he would win race 16 Last race of the day. Always a hero. Luke Ebersol would also get a hat trick. There's 2 drivers got a hat trick. Luke Ebersol was 1. He'd win race 3. That was his first win of the day. Coming in at 49-1. Sierra Spirit in 157 flat. He'd also win race 6 with Delray Dude in 154-1. And Fly Jesse Fly in 158-2 in race 6. And then Hunter Myers was the other driver to get a hat trick. He'd win his first not till race 10 with Mobe in 156-2. He'd also win race 13 with Disgruntled Carl in 157-2. And race 14 at 2-1 Club Scene. And 154-1, a 4-year-old gelding by American Ideal. And then actually, Merriman and Ebersol would pick up multiple wins again on Wednesday at Northfield Park. Merriman only gets 4 on Wednesday compared to his 5 on Tuesday. He'd win the first race, excellent choice. He'd also win race 6 and race 13 and 14. Race 14 here. Reckon I Will in 158-2. This is a 5-year-old gelding by Southwind Spirit. He won the race prior with Who's on the Beach in 157-4. And Luke Ebersol also got the hat trick yesterday at Northfield Park. Race 3 was his first win. Wins that one by a neck with I Want My Money in 157 flat. Robert Brooks trains that gelding. He'd also win race 5. Captain Albert in 156-2 at 4-1. And race 7, Big Bad Whammo in 154-1. Now we're on to tracks that only had racing on Wednesday. Buffalo Raceway is the first one we'll look at. 2 drivers had hat tricks. The first, Joseph Chindano Jr. He'd win the first race of the day with Carbon Cider in 159 flat. He wouldn't get back to the winner's circle until race 7 with Shooting Brook in 154-2. And then race 10 was hat trick time. Casey's Believer in 156-1. A 9-year-old mare by Better Than Cheddar. The other driver to get a hat trick yesterday at Buffalo Raceway was Kyle Swift. You get the first win for him with Misplaced Rock in 156-3 at 4-1 in the 4th. Race 6 was the second win at 5-1 with Good Looking Woman in 157-2. And then race 8, biggest upset he had, was aboard 18-1 Smart Talker in 157-1. There was actually a dead heat for second here between the favorite I'll Take the Bet and another 11-1 Roadmap. That's Kyle Swift getting the hat trick yesterday at Buffalo Raceway. Move on to the Meadows. Just had racing yesterday. An open Phillies and Mares open pace. Race 6, 21,200 for a field of 7. We'll pick it up down at the 3/4 mark. See who wins this.
Still second by 3/4 and 123-1, 27 and 3/3 quarter. Up on the outside is Wait Forever, but now Beach Cowgirl pulls the pocket and pulls the earplugs. Top of the stretch, it's going to be a sprint home. It's Marlo Hanover on the inside. Beach Cowgirl trying to get to her on the outside. Lideo joins the chase to the passing lane. Through the stretch, Marlo Hanover fighting to hang on. Beach Cowgirl on the outside. Lideo on the inside. Racing Hungry finds room late, and Racing Hungry wins it in 151-3.
Yeah, Racing Hungry gets the win there in 151-3. Ridge Warren in the bike at 13-1 upset in the Phillies and Mares Open at the Meadows. Ronnie Wren Jr. would also get a hat trick. He would win race 1 with Fightin' Evil and race 3 with Miss Cadet and race 7 here Beyond Words at 2-1 in 153 flat. Two more tracks to go. Who's Your Park is the next one. Racing just yesterday, a big 14-day race card. Jordan Ross was the only one to get a hat trick, though, by my account. He'd win race 10 to kick things off. Not till race 10 with Hudson Swan in 155 flat. Then he would win race 11, back-to-back races there. Bazooka Hanover at 3-1 in 151-3. And then race 14, most tracks in 154 and 2. This is a 3-year-old by Time to Roll. And last track to look at, Bangor Raceway. Racing yesterday of 8 race card. One driver picked up 2 wins. That was Aaron Hall. Gets his first win in race 4 with So It Goes in 158 and 2. That's the clip we'll see here in a second. He'd also win race 8 with Edelman in 158 and 1. Both of these horses were trained by are trained by Brian Lamb. So It Goes is an 8-year-old gelding by American Ideal, while Edelman is a 6-year-old by Western Maverick. And that's everything I have for you today. Again, we'll be back on Tuesday. I'll most likely just have enough time to recap all the stake action because things are getting pretty busy now. So we'll recap all the stake action, the Sire Stakes, Grand Circuit, what else have you from North America. We'll also see if there's anything to preview next week. Yeah, so what we got? We got the Century Downs stake races that I previewed earlier, Dexter Cup, Graduate Series, John Brennan at Yonkers, and I think there was a lot more Ohio Series, Pennsylvania Sire Series, and to continuing on. Oh, the California Sire Stakes Series finals as well. We'll all recap that on Tuesday. Only keep it locked in at harnesslink.com because harnesslink.com is the only harness racing website truly dedicated to covering news and events in the standardbred industry worldwide. And yeah, we're all sponsored by HarnessBid, the game changer for the standardbred and harness racing bloodstock industry. Zero commission, so check out harnessbid.com for more. And thank you to our friends at the USTA. On behalf of everyone at Harness Link, I'm Trey Colbeck. Have yourself a great weekend. Happy Kentucky Derby weekend. Happy opening day for a lot of the tracks that are opening. See you next time. Bye-bye.